Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. Wow, it's been a while, right? Well, I haven't gone AWOL, guys. I actually published a video on the 2nd of August as well as the 9th of August. My video on the 9th of August, I actually was telling you guys that the video the week before, the 2nd, had been taken down, not realizing that they were going to take that one down as well. So I've had two videos taken down. I've done one a week since the 2nd of August. I didn't do one this past Monday. I was on vacation, on holiday. I flew to beautiful Jersey with my son and had a beautiful few days in the sunshine and lounging on the beach and swimming at the hotel. So it's been a great a week so far, past week should I say. YouTube, I believe, are getting a little bit funky and a little bit confused. I think they're getting more confused than anti-vaxxers right now. They're not sure whose side they want to air and whose side they want to support. I mean, my videos was chastising people like Laura Ingraham. Actually, take a look at the two titles. Have a look. Okay, so the titles were what I've been on from day one. It's like now all of a sudden it's like they're saying to me, we don't care if you are talking good science and common sense. If you're going to air people like Laura Ingraham, who we won't have on the platform, then we're going to take you down. You're just as guilty as them. Even though I'm airing Laura Ingraham to say, look at this idiot and look at the contradiction. This is someone who's had her vaccines and she's talking like she hates vaccines. She's talking in a way to make you stop taking vaccines. That was my angle and they took me down. Anyway, guys, look, today's topic, beg your pardon. Just drop my beautiful pen, guys. Today's topic is about R. Kelly and a follow-on to my video done 8 months ago about pedophilia in the black community. So today's title is called Pedophilia in the Black Community Continued, the R. Kelly Trial, because it's the same thing, guys. So without further ado, let's get down to today's show. As many of you are aware, his trial started yesterday. I have the first day's clip to air with you guys, plus other things that I wanted to bring up because it is pedophilia in the black community. So before I get into it, here's a little headline on that I grabbed from the BBC yesterday. Take a look.
R. Kelly is one of the most successful artists of all time. Sometimes called the king of R&B, Kelly has been credited with redefining R&B music. But for the last 2 years, the embattled musician has been behind bars. R. Kelly and members of his entourage are accused of recruiting women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activity with the R&B singer. He is also accused of paying victims and witnesses to cover up his alleged crimes.
So there you have it, guys. This guy is a notorious pedophile. The reason I chose to link this to my previous video, and many of you have seen my video, is at way over 2,000 plus views, titled Pedophilia in the Black Community, the Vincent Rat issue. The reason I'm linking this is because the same behavior that I called out on that video, the same behavior that the young lady who spoke on that video, whose clip I aired, was calling out, which is tolerance of that behavior, which is enablement of that behavior, is the reason I'm linking these two videos together. R. Kelly still has supporters. It's unbelievable. He still has supporters only in the black community. These people would not be supporting this guy if he wasn't a name brand, and this is the issue we have. Just like Vincent Rat was a name brand in the black community, R. Kelly's a big name in the black community. People excuse this. And if you look at the R. Kelly story, he wasn't just enabled by his supporters or by his entourage. He was enabled in some instances by the parents of these children. Sometimes for money, sometimes just turning a blind eye and thinking, oh well, what can I say? What can I do? This is the reason I'm linking this story with pedophilia in the black community, because it is in the black community. Many of you know many black people still don't believe that this guy is a pedophile. Even with hard, cold facts. Right? Now, his trials just started. The last time he got acquitted was the only time he went on trial was back in 2008, and he got acquitted because the girls switched, the parents got money, they got paid off, or whatever the case might be, and they kept it moving. And this guy, rather than learning, carried on doing this, and even doing worse. To me, because we tolerate the R. Kellys, it makes it easier to tolerate the Vincent Rats, which then makes it easier to tolerate the Michael Browns and the Stephen Michaels or the Jerry Blacks. That's the issue. That's the issue. So guys, I don't know if you guys saw this video when he was interviewed. I watched this when he was aired, and it was so fake and so annoying that only his mum and his grandmother will believe him. Because not even his entourage, who might still back him the next day, will believe that shit. It was so fake. I'm just going to show a little clip. Some of you might remember it. Take a look at this.
In a now infamous interview with an American network, Kelly fervently denied any wrongdoing.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. Y'all, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me.
I mean, you couldn't even... If I was an actor, I'd be so ashamed of that performance. So ashamed of that performance. I don't know who he thought he was fooling. Anyway, this new trial, if found guilty, he's going to spend decades. Really what I think he deserves. Because this guy has ruined so much lives. He's had his way for so long with vulnerable people, with people he can buy. You know, when you got money, use your money to lift people. Don't use your money to imprison people. And that's what this guy's done. It's terrible. So guys, look, let me finish off with a roundup of the first day of trial, right? And we're going to keep in touch with this story, and I'm going to keep bringing you guys updates on this story all the way to the end of the trial, okay? So guys, take a look at my last video, and I'll see you on the other side to say my goodbyes.
It's already day one. We heard testimony from one of R. Kelly's accusers. What did she have to say?
Thank you, Lindsay. So yes, we did hear from one of the accusers of R. Kelly, Jane Doe number 4. We heard about how she met R. Kelly, that she actually was at his last trial where he was acquitted and bumped into him there on a number of occasions. She told us about how she lied that she was 19 rather than 16, and about how R. Kelly raped her and took her virginity after he found out that she lied about her age, but also introduced him, to one of her friends. Those allegations fit with things like bribery, or keeping an individual captive and kidnapping, or transmitting herpes to an underage girls. They started off by talking about what this case was and wasn't about. That it wasn't about R. Kelly's sexual preferences or an individual who likes to party, but it was about an individual who was committing the act of statutory rape and creating child pornography in the means of an enterprise of runners, producers, managers who understood who R. Kelly was, what he wanted, and how he wanted to be pleased. And so when they talk about him being a victim, they're trying to make it seem like they're out for money, they're doing this because they want to get closer to his fame, and that there's buyer's remorse in that after the relationship was ended and ended in a sour way, they are committing these acts of accusing him of these crimes.
Welcome back, guys. Giving herpes to underage girls. I've got a daughter. How many of you will be happy to hear that your daughter's got herpes and got it from a grown man? Your 16-year-old, 15-year-old, even 18-year-old, that's classed as an adult, from a grown man, 20-year-old even. It's despicable, guys. Guys, look. Hopefully they let this video stay up. If they don't, fine. You know what? I'll just keep doing what I do best. Guys, thank you all for your subscriptions in the last few weeks that haven't been on air. You've kept subscribing. I thank you ever so much. Obviously, we're hitting the right spot, hitting the right mark. Don't click off this video without hitting subscribe. Thank you again, and I'll see you all soon. All the best. Bye bye now.